Hi, this is Casey, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit on just some basic how-tos of using Google Docs that are found within your Google Drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where I can find Google Drive on my desktop of my Chromebook. So what I'm doing right now is I am actually in my on my screensaver, and you can find it in a couple of places. Anytime you click on the Google Chrome icon, you will have access to your Google Drive. Up at the top right-hand corner, you're going to see these 9 little boxes. If you click on the 9 little boxes, you see I have access to my Google Drive right there. Okay? Another location you can find your Google Drive is, once again, if I hit on this Google icon in the top right-hand corner, you're going to have access to these 9 little boxes, and there's your Google Drive. A third location you have is if you click on these 9 little boxes in your bottom left-hand corner of your toolbar, or there are times where you can move your toolbar either to the left side of your screen or the right side of your screen. If you click on the little 9 boxes, you'll have your Google Drive that's automatically defaulted within your apps. So I have my Google Drive right there, so I can click on it. And once again, I am back to where I was before. Okay? Now, in order to find your Google Drive, once you click on your Google Drive, you are going to be looking at this screen. Okay, everything you've saved into your Google Drive is going to be right here, kind of showing you. Right now, you can see that I've got some folders set up to help me organize some of my work. If you click on New to the left of your screen, it'll give you an opportunity to create new components within Google Drive. So today what we're going to be working on is we are going to be working on Google Docs. So I would simply hit Google Docs. Now let me say you can bypass this step by downloading just the Google Doc app in your Google Apps, those 9 little squares down at the bottom. Okay, but for now I wanted to show you where the create screen was, or the new screen was. And here I am in my Google Docs. I have to tell you, I prefer Google Docs to Microsoft Word now. The reason I like it is because nothing is going to be lost in Google Docs. If you forget to save it with a certain name, Google doesn't erase it. Google doesn't delete it unless you delete it. I can't tell you how many times my students working in the past would forget to save something and it was lost and they had to start over when they were using Microsoft Word. With Google Docs, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in any component of Google Drive. It is automatically saved in the Google Cloud. The cloud is just something that you can access in the web world from any computer wherever you are. And that's what I like about it too, is no longer do I have to carry around my flash drives, or no longer do I have to make sure that I'm emailing it to myself so I can access it from another computer. Wherever I am, as long as I have my computer and internet access, I can access anything that I have started working on, that I have saved, or that has been shared with me from another user, or that I have shared with another user through my Google Drive. So it is much more user-friendly, especially in the route of when you're talking about using this with your students. So what I'm going to show you is some of the basics, okay? And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I like it, and then I'm hoping that you will go and investigate further. So as you can see, it is very complementary to a Microsoft Word document. You have your file. You can create a new something right from here. You can open something that has been recently worked on and maybe you forgot what you named it or you didn't name it. You can rename something. This one right here, make a copy, is something that we use quite a bit, and I'll talk to you about it later. Move to a folder if you want to save this to a folder to help you keep organized. Remember back in my Google Drive, I had my different folders. So that's what you could do is you could decide after you're finished with this that you want to move it directly to a folder. All of the folders that you have created will pop up and it'll ask you which folder do you want to save it to. Let's see if this is... It's kind of acting goofy right now, but that's usually what does happen. Okay, so as you get up, it's kind of locked up a little bit. It's trying to do that. Let me log out, and then I'll log back in. Okay, so here's my new, and here's my Google Docs. And as you can see, I can right away give it a name if I want to. I can click up here, and you see how it's highlighted. This up here is highlighted. I can double click it and it will allow me to name it. So let's see, I'm going to name it Google Doc Demo. And now you can see that's what it's named, Google Doc Demo, and that's what I can look for. If I forget to name it, and something happens and I log out, don't worry. Because when you go back to your Google Drive, if you scroll down in your drive, you can either look for something called Recent, and it'll pull up all the things that you have recently worked on. And it will always, if you have not named it, it will always be called Untitled Document. Okay, and so that's really an awesome thing, especially for students who forget to save things. Google automatically saves it for you. And that is one reason why I use it now. Nothing is ever going to be deleted or lost. When my students say it's deleted, I can't find it. No, it's not. We're just not looking in the right place. We need to go in and look for untitled document or untitled presentation or untitled sheets or untitled drawings or untitled forms. So that's what I really like about it. Okay, so now let's go. I am already in my Google Doc and I am going to go ahead and start typing. Okay, as you can see, I have all of the same components that I have with Microsoft Word. I can change the fonts, I can change the size, I can change bold, italicize, underline, I can change the text color, I can link directly into it like I can with Microsoft Word. I can align it. I can add bullets. There's just so many different components to it. Something that I like, here you can see you have your edits, you have your views. I mean, you have all of your same, pretty close to all of the same tools you have with Microsoft Word. Something that I really like with Google Docs is it has something called add-ons. Now, my students are starting to learn how to cite sources. So I have added on an EasyBib bibliographer. I have added a table formatter. And these are things that are programs, they're tools that I can use right with Google Docs. If you're wanting to look at some of the add-ons that Google Docs has, you can just click on the Get Add-ons, and these are all opportunities that you can have to use within a Google Doc. You can insert mind maps directly. You can insert charts. One thing that I like is this Kaizena that I use with my students, which allows me to leave voice recorded messages right within their writing so I can provide comments on their writing pieces that they share with me. So there's tons of things on here. that in itself could be a whole new mini lesson. So I would very much recommend you having an opportunity to go in there and to kind of play with some of the things and see what. Look, there's a sequence diagrammer. There's a consistency checker. This is going to help you with like your like if you're writing proposals, or to make sure that the information you're putting in one document is consistent with the information that you are putting within another. There's just so many opportunities right here within the add-ons. But one thing that I'm going to do is also show you a component that I really like that's going to make your teaching so much easier. I don't know about you, but my students, whenever I'm working with a writing workshop, they write a little bit, we meet at the table, we talk about it, I offer some suggestions, they go back and they work on it, then we meet again and we offer the suggestions. And sometimes a student, it could be maybe towards the end of the week before I have an opportunity to meet with them again. Something that my students and I really take advantage of is the collaboration right then and there. So if a student sends me something, I can simply click in the comments and I can add a comment right to their piece. So if there is if a line might sound a little funny, or maybe they're not adding the proper transitions, or maybe it needs to be punctuated differently, I can highlight the whole line. I can highlight the whole paragraph. I can highlight just a word, and I can add a comment, and I can provide instant feedback for my students. So I can comment and I can say, does this sound right? Or maybe could you elaborate a little further? And I can hit a comment, and when that student pulls up that document, my comment is right here on the side. And so that allows for almost instant feedback. And once the student has done it, then they'll hit resolve, and then the highlight goes away. And next time I bring it up, it'll show me that that is resolved. If that comment is no longer there, it's resolved, it's been fixed, and we're ready to move on. So that is another awesome component. Another component that we have is this little editing mode. And me as a teacher, I could edit it directly. I could suggest some editing components, and I could view the final product. So imagine you now can still be commenting and elaborating on the student's work from home that night. You could be doing it while they're in another class, and you could be making those comments, and next time they pull it up, it'll be right there. So that has saved quite a bit of time even within my writer's workshop. Another component that I really like and my students really like is the opportunity to share it. If they are going to save it and it's just for themselves, all they have to do is make sure that it's named. And even as we talked about before, even if they forget to name it, it's still saved within their Google Drive under Untitled Document. But say that they want to share it with someone else and they can work on it together. Or they want to share it with a classmate and have that classmate offer suggestions. Or they want to share it with me. Because if they are working on their product or their Google Doc, it's only in their drive. I don't see it until they share it with me. So what we do is we go up to the share button, and you can do this in any component of Google Drive. And over here on the right-hand side, you are giving opportunities. You're saying the person that I'm going to share with right here can edit my paper directly, can only comment on my paper. They can't edit, but they will view it and be able to comment on it, or they can only view it. And so that is something that's going to be very important, especially if you're wanting to collaborate. So if I want Johnny and Susie to work on a paper together, obviously one person is going to create it and they're going to share it with the other. And then they're going to make sure that can edit is marked. And all they will do is they will type in their name. A menu will pop up. They'll share it. I'm going to share it with my cohorts here in 4th grade. And now I'm ready to go. If I want to add a note, I can say this is something I'm creating for my class and tell me what you think. Or this is the beginning of my story about what I did over summer break. Tell me what you think. And then you can send it and it will show up in their drive. Okay, so there's tons of opportunities you can do with Google Docs. Something else that I want to show you right here is a shareable link. If you want to link this document to another project, you just click on shareable link. And right here, here's the link. You would copy it. And one thing that I'm going to show you here is these are people that I have shared it with. I can say whether that person can edit, can comment, or view. Right here where it says learn more, it'll give you kind of a help with it. And right here I can add more people. And so right here I would just hit send. Okay. So there's tons of things that I can do within it. I'm going to hit done. And that's your Google Docs. So what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to just play with it a little bit. It's very user-friendly. Everything that I do now, like I said, I do within Google Drive because it's saved and I can access it wherever I am as long as there's a computer and internet access. And one thing that I do want to add for Google Docs, you are able to use it offline. So you can still open up your Google Docs. In order to do that, however, you're probably going to want to have your Google Docs icon down here on the bottom so that you can simply click on the Google Docs. And the only thing you will not be able to do is share it with someone until you have access to the internet, so you have access to share online. But you can still work on the Google document in the creation mode. If you've already got someone's Google document pulled up and you are not where there is an internet connection, you can still work on it. You just won't be able to share it until you have that internet connection. So go ahead and play with Google Docs. I really like it. I know you will too. And like I said, it is so user-friendly for the students and for myself.